Jeff Cochell. We got the Hallmark Hologram deal with Susanna Haas. Yeah. I'm skinny. Learning to interpret psychic energy is like learning another language. Initially making sense of the feelings, images, and impressions we receive can seem confusing and overwhelming. With practice and over time, however, patterns begin to develop, and we become better skilled at discerning the meaning behind what at first appears to be the random stimuli. Psychic energy can be very subtle, but it is persistent. At first, it's best to focus on the quiet. Most likely what is obvious and loud is not intuition. When we are beginning intuitive development, if large chunks of information surface, they are most likely not true intuition, but rather the thinking brain at work. We cannot open a book in another language and immediately read it. It's highly likely that without time and attention, we can easily understand intuitive information. Intuitive work can also be exhausting, especially at the start when we exert the most focused attention. It's part of us that we are not used to employing, so we have to align our psychic receptors with a part of our brain that we rarely use. Discerning psychic sensations, symbols, images, feelings, and sounds requires patience and persistence. For this reason, it's important to share our impressions with care. We have to train ourselves to be clear receptors. Accuracy and clarity to read energy clearly and accurately is necessary to move through our inner blocks and obstructions. When we repress or deny emotions in ourselves, we likely read them someone else. This is called psychological projection. Our intuition is not to escape from such emotions, such limiting beliefs and internal obstacles. Our growth will be accelerated through intuitive connections, but we are still responsible for making positive choices and pulling through with action. Yeah, dude. Sealing the wind, dude, the contra. Yeah, cat. Yeah, the contra. Yeah. Wow. Whoa, man. Whoa, that's wow, dude. Yeah. I get skinny. Keep losing weight. I'm not getting skinny, dude. When we do in turn, these projections will surface and they can cause confusion and pain for other people. Susanna Haas. The Hallmark Hologram. A client of mine, Cindy, is a massage therapist. I really don't want to make this video. Cindy feels that when she's working on a client, she intuitively picks up information on their emotional and physical wounds and pains. She has a client, Jared, who she feels had a wounded past. She feels that when she worked on him, she becomes aware of this unresolved pain. One day after a session with him, Cindy shared her impression of his past wounds with him. He was not receptive. She was confused as to why he did not accept her intuitive impressions. When he spoke to me about this, she could not understand why he was not more open to offer her help. Often the feelings we pick up from others are not theirs, but our own. Whenever we pick up pain, wounds, and strong feelings from others, maybe those feelings are repressed within ourselves. Unless someone asks and wishes to share difficult and painful feelings, it's important that we do not intrude on their privacy. Maybe it's more useful to ask ourselves if those feelings we attribute to others may exist within ourselves. It's also important to share our impressions of others only if they ask. We sometimes get intuitive feelings or dream of others, and we feel compelled to let them know what we have received. Why would we be receiving information? We must have something important to tell them. Psychic energy surrounds us all the time. It's like the sun in the sky. If we are outside in a cloud, the aliens might receive the sun's golden rays. It is the same psychic currents. They surround us. We cannot be where they're not. Yeah, rad, dude. Yeah. Really cool, dude. Wowzers, dude. Way cool. Yeah, dude. Wow. Yeehaw. Jesus, man. Where's True possession by negative fragmented spirits is rare. I once had a client ask me if somebody wanted to act in a harmful, negative way, perhaps kill his wife, or life steal or cheat, would a spiritual guide help? And the client wondered if the spirit always works towards the positive. There are many thoughts and forms that exist on different levels of reality. Based on our thoughts, emotions, and intent, we attract to us energies that are most similar to our own. Unfortunately, people who have desire to create misfortune for others or to harm themselves will attract similar energy forms. This is one of the reasons I'm against the death penalty. We should keep a destructive spirit determined to cause pain to others and a body for as long as possible. For once such a spirit is released from the physical body, it can, if it desires, attach to another self or body and find a way to influence others like itself and have negative aims. Ultimately, we have given the freedom of choice. This extends to us the spiritual world and physical world. Clearing the energy field. Part of us taking care of ourselves involves becoming aware of our environment and how we allow others to affect us. We tend to be physically and unconsciously adversely affected by others' thoughts and emotions. When we're around people who are negative, angry, depressed, or fearful, for example, we can absorb these emotions from such people. Intense feelings form energy clouds that can cling to us. For many people, the third chakra acts as a funnel where they can receive others' energy, usually unconsciously. We cannot carry someone else's anger, fear, or stress and resolve it for them. We only feel what they feel and suffer physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Many women and men tend to absorb energies from others. The more we understand how our energy field operates, the better we'll be able to project ourselves from picking up negative and destructive energy. Guided meditations. One way to increase our intuitive and psychic abilities is practice meditation. It is in quiet listening that the inner intuitive voice can be heard. Each intuitive type has strengths and weaknesses. The following meditations and visualizations address the area that each type most likely needs to develop in order to come to their full potential. When our type is out of balance, we are not able to make the best use of our intuition. Physical intuitives, for instance, instead of recognizing and going deeper and deeper into relaxation deeper and deeper into relaxation, releasing any worries of the day. Let them go as you breathe out, breathing and letting go of emotions rocking outside of them. Let yourself become aware of them and release with your breath. Easy, calm, relaxed, free, and easy. Imagine that you are on a beautiful beach on a warm and clear day. Imagine that you are walking along the shore, feeling the sand warming your feet as you continue along the shore. Breathing in the salt air, you can feel more relaxed. The sun is setting as you walk along the shore and watch the waves rolling in toward you. You can hear the sounds of the sea relaxing and inviting. Now you notice the bright beam of the light spreading across the waves. As the sun sets, the light becomes brighter and stronger. As you continue to walk, you notice a tall lighthouse in the distance. It stands close to the shore and you walk toward the lighthouse. As you approach it, you notice the strong structure is old and yet stands with the withered sea. You decide to enter the lighthouse. Once inside, you climb the circular stairs. You grass around and step by step you go higher and higher. You feel safe as you ascend the stairs. You're going higher and higher. And how you come to the top floor of the lighthouse. This is a comfortable chair in the room at the top of the lighthouse. It looks out across the sea. A client of mine, Cindy, is a massage therapist. Cindy feels it when she's working on her clients. She picks up information on their emotional, physical. It's also important to share presence of only if they ask. Psychic projection. The interpretation of psychic energy is most accurate and helpful when we are tuned to the energy of the light. Light can be described as a vibration of pure electronic magnetical energy. It is radiant and luminous, is omnipotent, omnipresent, everlasting, and is not affected by time and space. The essence of the light can be present in varying degrees of all matter, at any time in any shape, size, or manifestation. Girls like nice asses do. After passing out of the physical body, we given the choice to merge with the light of radiation and cleanse it with Jessica and get organ. Yeah. And you're never gonna get that. When we do, we center to our divine nature and the power of His supreme consciousness. As we do this, individual soul willingly releases its negative, angry, and unhealed ego aspect centers. Choosing the psychic source, reading the energy currents of the ethereal plane of lower energies can be seductive, for we are given information and guidance that for a while may be accurate, but then the guidance that we receive begins to be inaccurate and unsettling. There are unfortunately lower vibrational frequencies that are confused and will draw people by psychic phenomena as a way to gain power and control. If we go into psychic work, we'll need to have power over others or use energetic currents for own manipulation. We'll draw to us fragmented accounts, created, discarding the beatings of negative thought forms which try to influence and use us. I have 5 days celibacy.